Welcome back to full bore engraving. This time I'm going to show you how to engrave a challenge coin. This is a brass disc that resembles a coin, but it's blank. And I'm going to be using a Radian 3D 50 watt JPT MOPA fiber laser. So the settings I'm going to show you later will apply to this machine, and any similar machine will be pretty close. If you have a different type of machine, you may have to adjust your settings accordingly. So basically, these coins, blanks, I've got several different metals. This one's going to be brass. We've got stainless steel, I've got copper also, and one called copper nickel. But this one's going to be brass. And it's going to be a simple one just to demonstrate how this works. So first off, I get the diameter. I take my caliper and I get the diameter of the outside diameter of the coin. In this case, it's represented by this blue circle, which is 1.576 inches. So I'm going to draw a circle, 1.57 inches. So you just click on your circle tool over here, ellipse tool. You start drawing, you hold your control button down and it makes a circle. Get it whatever size, you don't have to get it exact like there. You can come up there and tell it 1.576 and make sure you've got this turned on. Okay, that was turned off. So let's try that again. Let's back up. And this time it's turned on, so now 1.576, and it gives make sure it's still a circle. So I'm going to double check, make sure that was the right number, because I've already measured this one, 1.576, 1.576. I'm going to hit P, put that in the center of the page. And in this particular coin, it has a groove on the inside of it, just a little ways inside. So I took my caliper and I measured it, and it turned out to be 1.475. So again, you just click your ellipse tool, start drawing, hold control button down, get it just any size you want, and then go back. Let me see what that diameter was again. So it's 1.475, so I'm going to click this one and go up here, make sure that lock is on, so your aspect ratio will be the same. And type in 1.476. And hit enter. And then hit P for that one. It puts it right in the center of that other circle. So 1.475. I got it wrong. 476. Pretty close. 1.475. Okay. Now this time I'm going to click the outside one, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to right click on blue, just to change the color so we can see the difference. Now you take whatever graphic you want. In this particular instance, the customer wanted this, what they're calling a fire chicken. I just imported it. It's a vector file, and I sized it to match inside that circle. So you can hit P and put it in the middle. So you can see, pretty simple file. I've got 3 different colors on it, which doesn't matter, but it's just for illustration purpose. That red one is, again, the inside groove inside that outside diameter. So now we want to select select that entire graphic. And I like to group them, but it doesn't matter. You just go ahead. If you want to group them, you can hit group and then hit group there again. And now, no matter which piece we grab, it grabs all of it. So that I want to export this. So my laser needs a Adobe Illustrator file. It won't read CorelDRAW files, but it's real easy to convert them. So all I really want is this center one. So I'm going to select that one. I'm going to go up here to File, hit File, Export, which is also Control E. It comes up. And down here, you can select what you want to export it as. All these different ones. In this instance, Adobe Illustrator. Okay, I'm going to leave the name as Fire Chicken. And I'm going over here to Export. It's going to bring up this dialog. So it's selected current page. I'm going to select just the selection. That's all I really want. And the rest of this is fine. Hit OK. Make sure it's Adobe Illustrator 8. That's the one that at least my machine likes to see. And hit OK. It takes it a few seconds to go ahead and save it. But when it's done, you can import that into your other software. In this case, it's Radian software. It's actually EZCAD, but they've put some other name on it. So we'll get over that other program in just a second. Let's get out of that. Bring open our Radian software. So when you start up the Radian software, you'll see up here, they've got it labeled 3D Laser 2. Blah, 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 blah. It's really EZCAD. EZCAD is not very easy, even though it sounds like it would be, but it's not too difficult after you understand how it works. But again, my machine is a Radian 3D 50 watt JPT source for the laser, MOPA fiber laser. This will allow us to engrave on the steel and the copper, and in this case, the brass. So let's just move that out of the way. So let's go up here to File, Import Vector File. Click that. In this case, I'm going to pull a Fire Chicken 02 because I know I've used that one before. So click that and hit Open, and you notice nothing's there. Well, if you zoom out, in my case, I'm zooming out with the scroll wheel on the mouse, you'll see it's way up here in the corner. Again, another quirk of this software that shouldn't be, but so you can either drag it down to where you want, or if you hit the C button on the keyboard, it will center it for you. And we can zoom back in by using the scroll mouse button, scroll bar. So, the settings for this. First thing we have to do is hatch it, but let me show you what you have to do to get it to do exactly what you want. So what I want is I want the Fire Chicken to be raised and the rest of this to be lowered. So I need to engrave this part and leave the Fire Chicken part alone. And also, I don't want this outside ring to be engraved. I want to leave it alone. So just inside this middle circle here is what I want to engrave, minus this. So let me show you what's going to happen if I just click. If I click on it, it selects the whole thing. You can see over here, I've renamed it Fire Chicken 02. But it's highlighted, so you have to hatch it. So if you click on this hatch button, which is the same as filling it, and come down here and this fill number 1, let's say enable it. Let's change it to this pattern and change this to 0.025. These are my settings. I've gotten them from other people, so this is not unique to me, but so that's good enough for now. Let's go ahead and apply, and I'll show you what it's going to do. So that's not what we wanted to do. That's the exact opposite of what we wanted. So if I engrave that, it's going to engrave the outside edge, this outside edge right here, which I don't want to do. It's going to leave this raised up, which I don't want to do. This is going to engrave down into the coin, which is not what I'm looking for. If that's what you were looking for, you're ready to go. But in this case, it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that back out so we can see the outline again. And this time, I'm going to, let's just get this off the screen. I'm going to break this up. You'll see right here, now this is my text. I'm just going ahead and delete it for now. Get it out of the way. So if I select this, you'll see that's all grouped together. I want to ungroup it. So we come up here to this button right next to the hatch. It says Uncombine Object, or Control K. So I'm going to click that. Well, now look what it did over here. I'll make this longer so you can see it. it took that. If I click on it, that's on the outside circle. Click that one, that's the inside circle. That one's part of the fire chicken. And again, all of these are different pieces of the fire chicken. So I know I can either come over here and I can drag and select all of the fire chicken, and then I'm gonna come back up here, and right next to the uncombined object is combine object. So I'm going to click that. So now I've got an outside circle, an inside circle, and the fire chicken by itself. So what happens if we select all of that and hit hatch again? I'm not going to give it any specific settings right now. I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like. See, that's going to mess up everything. We don't like that. So let's clear that back out. So here's what we need to do. Let's select the inside circle and the fire chicken, and we need to combine them back together, combine objects. So now we've got two again, the outside circle, the inside circle plus the fire chicken. So this will only hatch what I've selected. So I'm just going to select this one right here, which is the inside circle plus the fire chicken. Combined together. They're combined together. So let's go back to hit the hatch. Enable it. Hit apply. That's what we're looking for. We'll leave this alone and that outside edge alone. All we want is to engrave the inside. That's not the settings we want to give it, but that's what we want. So here's the settings I like to give. So enable for fill number 1, enable it. The type, I've been clicking this top button right here, which means it's going to engrave across. Skip back up to here and engrave again. Skip back up, engrave again. You know, and keep going. Leave this checked. If you double click that, it highlights it, put a 0.025. This angle is unimportant for now. Let's leave it alone. And this angle here, for now, I'm going to tell it 63. This is the angle that it will change. So first scan is going to go back and forth across like this. When it gets to the next scan, it's going to skip to 63 degrees. So let's see, that'd be 45. So it's going to skip and start scanning like this, back and forth. And you hit next time 63 again, it's going to rotate around, and you get the picture. I'm not going to explain the 63 right now, but suffice it to say that it works. So let's just leave it like that. So we hit apply. And also you need to check this pin number 1. Make sure it's on pin number 1, and it is. And so that's going to be our engraving pass. So make sure it's there. And on fill number 2, we're going to enable it. We're going to give it the same parameters as before. This time we're going to click on pin 2, 0.025, 025. 63 on it also, and hit apply. Now let's go back and check number 1, make sure it was 0.025, yep, 63. Number 2 is 0.025, pin 2, 63. Okay, let's get out of that for now. So now over here, we need to give our pins the right settings. So pin number 1 was going to be our engraving pass. I'm going to click this default parameter off. We'll leave all this the same. And for the speed, I want 1000. For the power, I want 95. And for the frequency, I want 20 hertz. Don't worry about any of this stuff, but make sure you click apply. If you don't click apply, none of these settings will work. Now let's go down to pin number 2. We're going to take it off of default. This is going to be what I call our cleaning pass. The speed is 2000, that's already there. The power, I need to be at 30%, 30. The frequency, I'm going to put it to 200 now, 200. And again, don't worry about any of this stuff down here, but click apply. So, what's showing right now is pin number 1. That's because this is clicked. If I click this color, number 2, you can see pin number 2. Those are the only 2 pins we're going to use. If I go to pin 3, everything from there on down is default, but we're not using them anyway. So there you have it. That's the settings that I give it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to select this one, which is this pin. This pin is not selected, so it will not engrave it. I could delete it if I wanted, but I'm going to use it in a minute for alignment. So I can't show you exactly what this is going to look like right now because I don't have the laser hooked up to it. But let me tell you what's going to happen. If I click this red light here, see, it's not going to work. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to select the object first. So select that object. And the red light comes up. And you press it, and it's going to show the outline of your marking from your laser. And I'll show you that here in a little bit, but I just want to explain that that's this blue circle. So if I select all of it and hit red light mark, I can show this outside circle too, and I can line everything up with it to make sure that's right on the outside edge of the coin. Click off of it. If I just click this inner part and hit red light mark, you can watch right where the edge goes into that groove, that center circle, and that will help you line up the coin. So that's about all I can show you for now. Let me shut all this down, and I'll bring you back here in just a little bit, and you can see a little bit what I'm talking about with a laser firing. And it will also, I'll show you the engraving process. I'll speed through it because it takes a little while, and then we'll come back after that and talk about it a little bit more. All right, we'll see you in just a minute. Well, and there you go. That's the challenge coin, the Fire Chicken challenge coin. You can call it what you want. Looks kind of like the Firebird Trans Am symbol, the Phoenix symbol. It's all the same type of thing. But anyway, that's how you engrave a brass coin with a picture like you want. You can do much more complicated things than this. If anyone wants to see any more of the videos like this or ask about any type of settings, I don't know everything, but I can. I've got several settings that I use for different things. Give me a shout. Put some comments. Please subscribe, and we'll see you the next time. Thanks.